Today, we are going to learn a new portion from the chapter, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. Before that, if you are yet to subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. So let us move into the portion. That is the last area of the chapter, Nationalism and Imperialism. And here we would be focusing on the Balkan crisis. The most serious source of nationalist tension in Europe after 1871 was the area called the Balkans. Okay. So after 1871, during the year 1871, many revolutions took place all over Europe. During that period of time, problems occurred in France, problems occurred in Germany, then Italy and all. They were all trying for unification and all. Okay. So after that, most important nationalist tension occurred in Balkan region. Now, why that region is known as Balkan region? How that name came? The region takes its name from the Balkan mountains that stretch throughout the whole of Bulgaria, from the Serbian-Bulgarian border to the Black Sea coast. Okay. In that area, Balkan mountain exists. Because of that, that entire area is known as the Balkan area. So you can see over here. You can see here Balkan mountains. Okay. So it's in Bulgaria, and this is the Balkan mountain. You can see the Black Sea, and this entire area is the Balkan region. Okay, so Balkan mountains exist. It stretch throughout the whole of Bulgaria, from the Serbian-Bulgarian border to the Black Sea coast. Okay, so it's a very big mountain, and because of that, it is known as the Balkan region. The Balkans was a region of geographical and ethnic variation. That means geographically, landscape, soil, mountain, plateau, everything was different. Then ethnic variation, different groups of people were living. Ethnicity, a variety of people were living, and it consists of the countries like Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia, Montenegro. Okay. So these are the countries which exist in the Balkan region. And the people who were living, or people who are living in these regions, are known as Slavs. Slavs. The ethnic group or the identity of the people who are living this area is known as the Slav, name of the people. So you can see over here the countries which exist in the Balkan region. You can see Greece, you can see Albania, Serbia, Bulgaria, Romania, Austro-Hungarian Empire, Ottoman Empire. So this is the map existed in the year 1871. A large part of Balkans was under the control of Ottoman Empire. So this is Ottoman Empire, and Ottoman Empire was the Muslim empire, and majority of the countries were under the control of Ottoman Empire. The spread of the ideas of romantic nationalism. Romantic nationalism means intense love for one's nation, a feeling of patriotism, love towards your own people, love towards your own country. That is what we call romantic nationalism. So many countries existed under Ottoman Empire, and this empire contained a variety of people, and each group wanted to become independent. Each country wanted to become independent. So at that time, in the beginning, Ottoman Empire was very strong, but after some time, it got disintegrated. It broke away. It became weak. Ottoman Empire became weak. Because of that, each country wanted to become independent. So many countries existed. Okay, so here you can see this region consisted of so many regions. So in the beginning, Ottoman Empire was very strong. It controlled the region, but afterwards, it started disintegrating, started breaking up. So you can see here certain countries are in different colors after getting independence. And because of that, because of growing nationalist spirit, because of growing independence movement, that region became very explosive. All through the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire had sought to strengthen itself through modernization and internal reforms, but with very little success. So Ottoman Empire tried their level best to modernize the countries, to bring certain changes inside the countries, but it did not get popular support. People did not support them. And as a result, its control over, its command over people were decreasing. One by one, its European subject nationalities, that is Europeans. Okay, the European subject nationalities means different nations existed under that empire, or different groups of people existed, like Russians were there, Bulgarians were there, Croats were there. So these are the different subject nationalities. Subject means here it's not the subject history, politics, and here subject means the people, European people, nationalities. Like Croats were there, Bulgarians were there, Russians were there. So they wanted to become independent. And they broke away from its control and declared independence. The Balkan people based their claims for independence or political rights on nationality. So on what basis they claimed independence? They claimed independence on the basis of nationality. So we are Bulgarians, so we need a country called Bulgaria. And we are Czech, so we need a country called Czechoslovakia. In that way, different groups of people wanted different countries. And they used the history to tell that, to prove that once upon a time we were independent, but you people started controlling us. Okay, foreign powers started controlling. So many years back we were independent, but foreigners came there and they started exercising control over the region, and because of that we came under their rule. Hence, the rebellious nationalities in the Balkans thought for their struggles as attempts to win back their long lost independence. So what did the people do? They did not sit quiet. So they started teaching people the history, and they started struggles, they started movements, they tried again to get independence. As the different Slavic nationalities struggled to define their identity and independence, the Balkan area became an area of intense conflict. So many groups of people were there, Russians, Czechs, Poles, Serbians, etc., etc. So many people were there, and certain people got confused to go where? To this country or that country. And it was like a mixture of a lot of people. And because of that, they were not able to define their identity, who you are, which country do I belong, where to go, which ethnicity is mine. In that way, they had their own problem. And because of that, so many smaller regions, they started claiming independence. And as a result, it became an area of intense conflict. So people were not able to tell their nationality, to which state they belong or which country they belong. The Balkan states were fiercely jealous of each other. So many small countries were there, and they were jealous of each other. They did not like each other and hoped to gain more territory at the expense of others. So they were jealous of each other. They did not like each other. They hated each other, and they wanted to expand their territories. They wanted to attack other countries, and they wanted to expand their territories. Now matters were further complicated because Balkan also became the scene of big power rivalry. During this period, there was intense rivalry among the European powers over trade and colonies, as well as naval and military might. So there, internally, the people were fighting for getting independence, and external powers were monitoring the fight, were looking into the Balkan region. European countries like Russia, Germany, England, and these countries were looking what is happening in the Balkan region. And they were trying to catch fish in troubled waters. They wanted to take advantage of the situation. So these people wanted to get more and more colonies for resources. They wanted to increase their trade and all. So they were looking into the region. European powers also tried to control the region, tried to extend the influence. And so because of these forces, internally people were fighting, and external forces also tried to exercise their control over that area. And these rivalries were very evident in the way the Balkan problem unfolded. Okay. So as the day progressed, as the year progressed, as the months progressed, when the struggle became very, very clear, common, and everybody came to know about it. Each power, Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, was keen on countering the hold of other powers in the Balkans. So each trying to oppose. Russia wanted to control the region, then other powers opposed it. And when Germany wanted to control the region, other powers opposed it. And when England tried to control, other powers opposed it. And Austro-Hungary, when they tried to control the region, other powers opposed. So nobody was able to control the region in a dominant way. So they were keen on countering the hold. They were all opposing. Countering means opposing each other and extending its own control over area. Was keen on countering the hold of other power. That is, they were not trying to, or the European powers did not allow any one country to dominate the area. This led to, because of this, First World War occurred. And First World War started by the European countries only. The European countries wanted more and more colonies. And for getting more and more colonies, these countries started fighting each other, like the Balkan crisis. Okay, so every European country, like Germany, England, Austria, Hungary, then Spain, Portugal, all these countries wanted to get hold of one colony or the other. They wanted to control one country or the other. Not only Balkan regions, the countries around the world, they wanted more and more countries under their control. They wanted to extend their imperialist policies, and they wanted to become rich by looting the resources of other countries. And because of that, fighting between these powers occurred. And finally, it led to the First World War. Nationalism combined with imperialism led Europe to disaster in 1914. So 1914, First World War started. So nationalism was growing among the people in different countries around the world, including India. Nationalistic spirit, patriotic spirit, that was increasing, and feeling against the imperialism was also increasing, and imperialism was also increasing, because the European powers wanted to control the countries one by one. These superior powers wanted to control the weaker countries. So that was also increasing. Nationalism, imperialism, everything was increasing, and because of that, the Europeans were losing its grip. Okay, it led to the disaster. But meanwhile, many countries in the world which had been colonized by the European powers in the 19th century began to oppose imperial domination. As I told you now, many countries in Asia like India, then Sri Lanka, then African countries, all these countries wanted independence. So they were all opposing imperialism or imperial domination. Okay. The anti-imperial movements, that is anti-imperialism, anti means against. Okay, imperialism, a feeling against imperialism. That is what we call anti, not anti-uncle. It is a feeling against something. So the anti-imperial movements that developed everywhere were nationalist, in the sense that they all struggled to form independent nation state. So why it is told that the anti-imperial movements were nationalists? Because whenever they wanted to, anti-imperial movement means you are opposing the control by rich nation, you are opposing the control by the superior nation. If the superior nation, wealthy nation, powerful nation wanted to control you, that is what we call imperialism. Okay, so anti-imperial movements were becoming strong and strong in many countries. And how it became evident when they claimed independence. We needed independence from the imperial power. We don't want the control of these powers. We wanted to become independent states. So all the struggles were going on, movements were going on, organizations, everybody were working 24/7 for getting independence. And people had collective national unity. Unity was there among the people on the basis of identity. People of India stood together as Indians. That is their identity, Indians. Okay, Indians, they are Indians, and forged in confrontation with imperialism. Forge means to produce something with some difficulty, forging, unifying. Okay, it will come together but with some difficulty. That is the word meaning of forging. Now, European ideas of nationalism were nowhere replicated, for people everywhere developed their own specified specific variety of nationalism. So European ideals of nationalism, like French Revolution or unification of Italy, unification of Germany. So these were the like unique incidents. People took certain ideas from these events or from European nationalism, European concept of nationalism. They got certain ideas, they got certain principles, but simply they did not copy everything. Every country had their own variety or their own way of nationalist movement. India had Indians' views, Sri Lankans had their own viewpoint, then Africans had their own viewpoint. But the idea that societies should be organized into nation states came to be accepted, natural and universal. But everybody, people around the world, everybody understood that nation states, it's a necessity. It should be accepted. It's a universal phenomenon. If people wanted to become independent, just allow them to become independent. Just allow them to remain natural. Others should not control them. So hopefully you understood the portion. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. Thank you all.